All right, welcome back to Market Day Report. I am Scott Schulte, otherwise known as the Cow Guy. Thank you very much for joining us here this morning. If you've been with us all day, it's great because it's my job to make you stay, and we're getting a little help from some of these prices, but not too much. Why don't we take a look and see what corn's doing for us right now, quarter past the hour. Dees has come back a little bit, right? We're only down 1 3/4 cents. Well, let's do SEP first. SEP's up 2 3/4, a 6.13 even. Dees bouncing off that 601 level, coming back up to 608. Which is only down 2 in that new crop now. So corn getting a little healthier since the last time we visited, right? How about this? Not a ton going on. Soybeans, we've got September up 1 3/4 cents, 14.65 even. And that's what, about 11 cents off the lows there, 10 to 11 cents off the lows. November, the new crop, and then everything on out loses between, say, 3 and 4 cents. Novi's down 3 cents to 14.05 3/4. Still above that $14 level, though. We had a low earlier of 13.93 3/4, so hanging on to that $14 line. All right, let's take a look at Chicago wheat. This was higher the last time we were there, still is. SEP's up 7 1/4 cents to 7.83 even. We go to March, that's the middle of the deferreds, 6 1/4 cents higher there at 8.20 1/4, 19. That's 21 cents off the lows. That's pretty good, huh? Hard red wheat in Kansas City, the old HRW. Well, it's got September up 2 1/4 cents to 8.50 1/2. And we've got, say, March up 1 3/4 cents to 8.64 1/4. I'm just looking at the ranges here. Decent ranges on hard red wheat here today, and the wheat as a whole. Not bad. Spring wheat in Minneapolis is down 1 cent in SEP, 8.85 1/2 is last. While March is up a half cent to 9.14. So a little schizophrenic there when it comes to the spring wheat in Minneapolis. And let's take a look at cotton. What's cotton got for us? Well, it rolled over once again. Dees is down 34 points, but it's still quiet. 95.79 is last in Dees cotton. And that is my chance to bring in our next guest analyst, Todd Horowitz from Bubba Trading out in Las Vegas. Todd, thanks for being on the show. Well, you said these markets were a little schizophrenic. I would have to agree with you. And as I sat down to do the radio show this morning, I looked at all the screen and it was red, and I thought, okay, well, that means temperature, precipitation, or Ukraine, because we just haven't anything new. And I think that was probably it. Now we're waiting for new bullish news. We just don't have any.
You know, it's like the book we read to our kids, wheels on the bus go round and round.
Right.
And
yeah.
The markets go round and round. I mean, they're not going anywhere. They're lower, certainly, but we're not going anywhere dramatically. And you turn away, you turn your head for a second, and the prices have changed. And we're seeing some pretty dramatic volatility. I think still seeing funds trying to push this lower so they can maybe force out some liquidation, because they look like they feel and look like they want to go much higher, Scott. You know, the whole commodity complex, softs and grains, everything looks like it wants to go higher. But of course, we do have that one issue of stagflation, which could be part of the cause what we're watching now as well. So there's some ugliness to this market, but there could also be some very positive stuff coming down the road. And, you know, again, we're watching these markets that change almost minute by minute, which is quite unusual for the grain markets as a rule.
Egg, are you expecting anything for Friday when it comes to the next report we've got coming out?
No, I'm really not. I think that we'll see the price action probably Wednesday and Thursday of those that have an idea what the reports are going to say, because, you know, now with being able to get so much information ahead, if you know how to calculate what they're using, you can kind of have that number, what it's going to be before it comes out. So I think I don't see much coming there. I think really we're just churning, waiting for the next cycle. And I think that, you know, again, when we start to realize how short we are on food, how bad the economy really is, there may be some real spikes in some prices here.
Yeah, it's hard to argue with that. I mean, personally, I tend to agree with you. I think that we've got some serious economic situation with our own economy, and I agree with you too about this the food situation. While it might not be barren here, it's going to be more expensive, and there's going to be places around the world that are absolutely barren. So stay right there. I agree with you on that. Don't go away. We're going to go away and pay some bills on our own, and we'll be back to talk more with Todd Horowitz from Bubba Trading in Las Vegas after this. All right, welcome back to Market Day Report. I am Scott Schulte, otherwise known as the Cow Guy, and I use that as a cheap segue every now and again to go look at these livestock prices. Why don't we do that right now? Take a look at live cattle in Chicago. What's going on? Well, it's quiet. We're up. That's good. Steady better. 70 cents higher in October to 144.57. Got about $1 range over there too, so we can't get too excited. Diesel's up 57 cents to 150.55, and that's about what, 22 cents off the highs. All right, let's move over to see what's going on in feeders. Feeder cattle. Well, there we go. September's up $2.40, 185.82. Benefiting from a little bit of a weaker corn board. November's up $1.40 to 189.07. Finally, let's take a look at lean hogs and see what they've got in store for us here, and they're quietly better here. With October up $2.07, leading the way. 100 spot 47 is last, about 30 cents off the highs there, but we do see gains of between 45 and 85 cents as you go out those deferreds. The gains ease as you go out, but still December's up 85 cents to 89.67. Let's bring back in Todd Horwitz real quick. Todd, anything that tickles your fancy when it comes to livestock? The floor is yours.
I think they look very good, Scott. I think, feeders really surprising. When I looked at corn earlier, and corn was up higher, and yet feeders were still rallying. So I think we're, bullish, but carefully bullish. And I don't know that there's a ton of room to the upside, but I'm certainly not going to get bearish these markets. I think they can just continually, steadily kind of work their way higher or hold in these prices. I think we're going to be watching crude again. As you saw, crude was down this morning about $2, and now is up on the day. And I think that's a direct effect, a cause and effect. When you look at higher oil prices, it should lead to probably lower beef prices, which would be bullish for the hogs, which I think why hogs are actually the most bullish today and not the biggest percentage.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, we've got crude oil hanging in there up over $1 here, $1.33 on my charts. And then there's a decent correlation there with crude and, say, soybeans. That's 60% correlation. Corn's like 80% correlated. So interesting to see that happen as it turns around. All right. Really appreciate you coming on, Todd Horwitz. Thanks for joining us from Las Vegas. He's with Bubba Trading. Bring it back here to Nashville so I can throw it back over to Janet.